So today I really want to talk a lot about shaping your perspective around the goals that you set and adjusting it based on the time frame that you look at the things that you want to achieve. So obviously, it's a new year, right? Everyone just set their yearly goals, or hopefully you did. You set some goals for the year that you think will take you a full year to do. But the truth is, a lot of those goals, you might be undershooting yourself. You might not be aiming high enough, because when you think about the goals that you want to do in a year, they may actually only take a few months of work. That's what I learned this past year. I achieved a few of my goals just by starting in October, and I hadn't been working towards them at all. For example, like bulking up to weigh 145 pounds. I didn't start lifting again until end of October, beginning of November. So within 2 months, I gained like almost 20 pounds to be able to hit that goal. So as you think about the different goals that you have, you need to line them up with an appropriate timeline that you think they'll take. So for example, obviously you got your like really long-term goals that honestly no one really pays much attention to, I feel like, which is like your 5-year goal, your 10-year goal. Most people aren't thinking about that at all. And to be honest, I need to revisit that myself as well and really lay out like a long-term solid plan for those goals. But that's where a lot of people really underestimate themselves, is in those longer goals where you have a lot more time, because it's like, 5 years. 5 is kind of a small number. But when you think about every single day and every single hour that makes up those 5 years, then you realize how much you can actually get done in 5 fucking years. It's like over like 1,600 days plus, even more than that, maybe 1,700 days. I don't know the math. Yeah, probably about 1,700 days. Think if you dedicated that many days to working towards a specific vision, or a specific few visions that you have for your 5-year goals. But then more importantly, that's great and all, you set these up, these 5-year goals. But once you set them up, no matter how hard you think about them, no matter how hard you want to achieve them, you're not going to magically come true just by setting a 5-year goal. In fact, focusing too much on those long-term goals, it's probably going to get you in your own head and actually make you not achieve much at all, because it's just too much to comprehend if you're setting them appropriately. If you're setting those 5-year goals high enough, you can't fathom that. In 5 years, I want to be a millionaire, like no question. And I believe I can do that in 5 years, but when I really start to think about it, I only got a few $1,000s right now in my fucking bank account. I did have a little bit more, but I spent it all on starting a new business, whatever, Didn't work for a month and basically spent a lot of fucking money this year. And so I had a decent amount, but it went down. So having a few $1,000s in my bank account, claiming that I want to be a millionaire in 5 years, that's like so hard for me to fathom, right? But if I break it down into like, okay, this year, this first year in that 5 years, this year I want to do like about 90K in sales for my bounce house business. I worked out the numbers. I have to get a lot more inflatables for that, but that would put me on track, because as you scale, you go more exponential. So 90K the first year, that's only not even a 1/10 of a million, let alone that's just sales, that's just revenue, that's not even profit. And then from my profit, what am I going to be spending? But when I break it down into those yearly goals, it's a lot easier to think about. Now I take that yearly goal of 90,000. What's a daily goal that I can do? Deliver great service to the customers so that they'll refer me to their friends, get 5-star reviews so that I look better on Google, rank higher on Google. And this is just an example. Take what you guys want from my example, apply it to your own. I know you guys got a lot of examples as well in your own life right now. But if I do those things, if I reinvest my profits back into the business to buy more inflatables, more supplies, spend more on marketing, that's gonna get me more sales. After that first year, if I can actually pull off 90K in sales this year, which is really hard for me to fathom because I've only made a few grand from it so far. If I can do that 90K this first year and be diligent about reinvesting the profits, I can buy so much more shit. If I do 90K in sales, let's just say like expenses are half that, which they aren't that much, but let's say I still walk away with 45K. If I reinvest all 45K, do you know how much inflatables and supplies and shit I can buy? I can start hiring employees with that type of money. And then from there, the sky's the limit. But the whole point of me saying all that is to give you guys a breakdown of how you need to be thinking about your goals as well. I'll give you another example. This is just kind of a video diary as well for my personal goals, but I do hope that it benefits you guys as well, to all you guys listening to this. So like, let's say I have a fitness goal. This year, I actually set my the amount that I want to bench this year. I think it was like 275 at first. And I was shooting way too low because I think before the year even started, or right when it did start, I hit like 235. So I'm like 40 pounds away. And I went up like 20 pounds within a month. So I'm like, why the fuck am I going to limit myself to 275? So I set it at 300. That was actually a week after the new year started, or a few days after. Bumped it up. And that's the thing that you guys should also do as well. Throughout the year, if you're like easily going to crush a goal and it's not even a challenge, you need to raise it a little bit. Now, I will say where that can fall into a problem is if you like you knock off your goals, but then you like don't let yourself be satisfied and you don't allow yourself to be like happy for yourself. And you're like, no, I need to make it higher. And then if you just keep doing that, you're never going to hit any goals, which, I mean, that's not fun for anyone, right? But anyways, so I bumped it up to 300 for the year. My all-time goal is 315, but I feel like 300 is appropriate for this year, this 12 months. And now I'm breaking it down. This is something that I've never done before. And I highly recommend it to any of you guys. Just within the few weeks that I've been doing it, I have so much more direction with every day. With everything I do, I have so much more intention with what I'm doing because I know that it's putting me closer to my goals. So like now, I set monthly goals. That's the thing. Rather than just setting yearly goals, which I've done 2 years in the past, this is my third year actually doing actually writing it down, which I recommend to write down as well on paper and everything. I taped it up right next to my desk, all my yearly goals. But all my monthly goals, at the beginning of every month, my plan for this year, which is going to change my life, I'm calling it right now, and I can look back on this video when it does, is at the beginning of every single month, I'm going to set new monthly goals. Like 8 to 10, I think I did this month. 8 to 10 goals. And then that gives me, when I look at my monthly goals that I set for this month, I'm like, holy shit, this stuff really is attainable. Like, there's nothing that hard about the ones I set this month. Yeah, it's gonna take me a few weeks of working on it, but it's nothing I can't do. It's possible. Because when I think about my yearly goals, making 90K in sales or benching 300 when I only bench 245 right now, I can't fathom that. I mean, I can envision it and I can see myself doing it, but I can't possibly actually see myself doing it right now. Like next week, I'm not gonna bench 300. I'm gonna kill myself if I do that. I'm gonna drop it right on my chest. Or I'm not just gonna magically have 90K in sales in a couple weeks. Like, that's not how it works. So I can manifest and envision all I want to, but when I actually break it down into achievable goals every single month that I can work towards, that's where I'm gonna make the difference this year. I'm gonna take it a step further. What I've been doing for 2.5 months now, every single day, and I keep talking about this, so if you guys have watched any of my other videos, you've heard me talk about this before, and I keep hammering it in. 5 daily habits, 3 daily goals. That's what I'm doing every single day for the past 2.5 months, which is building the foundation, getting me set up for this year. And I'm going to continue doing that the entire year this year. Because even if I have a bad day, even if I wake up late, I'm super busy that day on personal things, and I'm not working towards my goals really, per se, I'm at least going to get one thing done out of my 3 daily goals that I set. And that other 2, I'll just move to the next day. But as long as I get at least one thing productive done every day, which usually it's never 1. Usually it's like, I'd say an average of like 2, but I always try to get 3. Some days I get like 4 things done, or 5, if I really have a lot of time or I'm really locked in. But then I archive those things. It's in my Notion, but if you guys are writing in a journal, I mean, you obviously got that on paper. So then you can look back and you can see all these little steps that you took every single day, every single week for those 4 weeks out of the month. After 4 weeks, if you do, let's say you do 2 things, or no, let's say you get 3 things done every single day, 3 daily goals every single day. You hit them all every single day. That's 7 days a week times 3, 21 things, productive things, working towards your goal. 21 things. Multiply that by 4 for the month, and you're at 84 productive things. Now think about the 8 goals that you had for that month. You just did 10 things for each goal. That's how you should be thinking about your goals when you're setting them at the beginning of the month for that month. Think about it. If I do 10 steps, can I reach this goal? A couple other goals I had was for online fitness coaching. I want to sign 2 new additional clients this month. I want to do 50 for the year. That's like my biggest goal this year, is to get 50 clients this year. So I'll start with 2. It's nice and easy. 2 new clients this month. I mean, when I look at that and I think that I have 4 weeks to be able to achieve that, and I look at the work that I've been doing to get there, everything's set up. Just got to keep posting, keep focusing on the inputs that I'm doing every single day, the daily goals that I'm doing. That's easy. Start with 2 this month. Next month, do a few more new ones. Then a few more new ones. Just keep building every single month, getting a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. This is the mindset that I'm going into this year with, which I've never done before, is breaking down your goals enough to be able to fathom it and to be able to lay out daily steps that are going to get you there. I'm not thinking about it in terms of those yearly goals. Yeah, I taped them next to my desk and I look at them every day and read them all every day. But that's just my compass. That's just telling me the direction that I need to be moving. I'm not getting worked up about those. I'm not like, oh my God, I haven't gotten any new clients this year and I need 50. Oh my God, I'm already behind. No, I'm trusting the process, and I'm breaking it down enough to where I'm like, okay, 2 this month, 2 this month, 2 this month. That's all I need this month. Next month, depending on how this month goes, I'll make new goals for that particular yearly goal. That's all I really want to talk about today, is just shaping your perspective and your timeline, getting realistic with yourself, setting achievable goals. Hope this helped. Good luck to you guys.